This situation keeps getting crazier and just got even crazier as all signs are pointing to LeBron James being bought out by the Los Angeles Lakers and likely going to be able to join the Cavaliers on a vet minimum, because that is all the Cavaliers can offer, and that seems like that's all they're interested in, is in a buyout situation with LeBron James. I said I was tired of talking about LeBron, but as the situation just keeps increasing and increasing and increasing, you know how the Cavs are with LeBron James and how the media is with LeBron James, especially right now, and how it seems very, very likely, if you just think about situational, even with no evidence at all, it seems like if LeBron James were to join a team to finish out his career, it would be with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm Matt playing your Cavs Digest. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope everyone is having a good Friday and a good weekend up ahead. Hope everyone had a good week in general. And before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because here at Cavs Digest, we cover situations like this. We also cover trade rumors, injuries, lineup changes, post-game reactions, literally everything and anything that you could think of about the Cavs, we cover here at Cavs Digest. And if you want those types of updates, you should join us here at Cavs Digest. But let's start by talking about what is happening with LeBron James. So as of right now, ESPN Cleveland dropped a bombshell on me earlier, saying the Lakers want to move on from LeBron James ASAP per Gambo 987. Yeah, so we're going to dive into this situation more, because it also seems like Brian Windhorst and another ESPN employee paired with Brian Windhorst have talked about the situation. So we can dive into that a little bit here as well. Another thing Brian Windhorst said was the Lakers ownership notified Luka Doncic ahead of time about selling majority control of the Lakers. LeBron James, however, was left in the dark, per Brian Windhorst. So that's insane what is happening with the Lakers and their thoughts on LeBron. So it seems likely that they want to just build around Luka Doncic and keep Luka Doncic as their future. And then to finish out the updates, Sam Amico in HoopsWire says that some sources are leading them to think that the Cavaliers are only interested in LeBron James in a buyout situation, which we kind of covered as well in our last LeBron video. And it makes sense that the Cavs would only go for him if it is a buyout situation, due to the fact that they would have to trade way too much to trade for LeBron. And LeBron also has a no-trade clause, so I'm sure that LeBron would be like, you know what, pay me the $55 million, buy me out, and then I will probably leave. And I'm sure he'd be willing to sign a vet minimum to finish out his career with the Cavaliers. So let's break down these reports, and let's dive into them, starting with the first one. Brian Windhorst, the Lakers had already made their statement in not offering James a contract beyond the season. It was abundantly clear that the 21-time All-Star, which by the way is insane, 21-time All-Star's time as the face of the Lakers had for the first time a planned end date, even if James' record-setting NBA career did not yet. Whether the 2025-26 season is to be James' final season in the NBA is up to him, but if he wanted the kind of Hollywood ending that only the Lakers can give legends of the game, the release date was set. Spring 26, Luka Doncic in, LeBron James out. Wow. So these updates, of course, we're not a Lakers channel, guys. We are a Cavs channel, but so we're going to dive into the Cavs and what it seems like the Cavs are capable of doing. So as of right now, just kind of breaking down some of these reports. First, Sam Amico's report, Cavaliers only interested in LeBron James in buyout situations. So if the Cavs were to try to trade for LeBron, you would have to get rid of Jarrett Allen, Darius Garland, and probably Strus in exchange for LeBron James, just to get out of the second apron, even at that, and let alone get LeBron James. So you'd have to give up basically your whole franchise just to get one guy. And we know the Cavs do not want just Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and LeBron James. They want their core with LeBron. So if LeBron James were to get bought out, because the Cavs are a second apron team, the only thing that they can offer players is vet minimums. And they gave that to Larry Nance Jr., and it seemed like they could have given it to Kevin Love, which if LeBron James joins, there is a good chance that Kevin Love comes along too. But the Jazz still have to buy out Kevin Love, which it seems likely too. But let's keep talking about LeBron. It seems like if LeBron James were to get bought out, the Hollywood ending that we're talking about is him to play a season or two with Cleveland to end his career and try to get a ring with Mitchell and Mobley. And as Cavs fans, I know what you guys are saying, please no. I see your guys' comments. A lot of you guys say yes. A lot of you guys say no. In my opinion, okay, this for a vet minimum is untouchable. There will never be a better steal in the history of signings than, I don't care how old he is, 41 or 42 at the time. Most likely 41, close to or pushing 42, whatever. If you can get a 24, 8-8 guy who shoots 51 and 38 from the field for $3 million a year, and you guys are going to tell me that you would say no to that? So I'm going to say, whether you like LeBron or not, whether you don't want LeBron back, whether you think that he's, Le GM is what people call him. People say that LeBron James is too much of a GM. I think realistically, in the Cavs scenario, since they're only interested in a buyout scenario from LeBron, if LeBron James were to get bought out, it would be a vet minimum deal for a guy that scores 24 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists a game. And that is something that you will never see in sports, someone that is willing to play with these statistics and that sort of money, because it is going to be late in his career. I'm assuming he's not going to score 24 again, especially with Luka being the face of the franchise now and other reports leading that it's going to be Luka. In no way, shape, or form should the Cavs pass up an opportunity to get LeBron James for $3 million. And that is 100% the truth, and I will stand on that fact. Of course, I would prefer to not have LeBron James, but in a buyout situation in which LeBron James is a vet minimum deal, it will be the biggest heist in the history of sports, because LeBron James made a Western Conference Finals, 2 years ago, and then or 3 years ago, and then 2 years ago he lost to the Denver Nuggets in the first round, in which realistically, when you look at that series, they were up in every game and they could have won that series. Yes, they are choke artists. Yes, LeBron James hasn't won anything really since the 2020 NBA ring in the bubble, which some of you guys are going to say it's a fake ring. I think it's one of the greatest. I think it's one of the most respectable rings in basketball, but that's a different story, and that's what we're here to talk about, of course. When you just look at what LeBron James is capable of doing, I see leadership, veteran playoff experience, a winning mentality, strength, talent. I mean, we know how good LeBron James is, but let's talk about what he can currently offer. He currently offers physicality, leadership, and veteran experience, something that the Cavs do lack, except, they just lack it completely right now. They don't have a guy with that sort of mentality. They don't have that guy with that sort of leadership, with that sort of drive that LeBron James has. And adding him to this current core, I would understand completely if you pick them to be the favorites to win the NBA Finals, simply for the fact that the one thing that they are missing is a guy like LeBron. Of course, if you can get LeBron when he was 33, that's unbeatable. Or LeBron James if he was 29, whatever. That would be even better with this current roster. But as of right now, LeBron James is actually arguably a perfect fit for the Cavs. And we're going to kind of keep looking over these. We saw this one wants to move on from LeBron James ASAP. It also seemed like the spring 2026 was when the Lakers, per Brian Windhorst, when the Lakers are going to ride with Luka Doncic and get rid of LeBron James. There's Naquan Tallman, who I talked about in my last video. Go check that out. Lakers ownership with the whole Luka Doncic thing. That's what the signs are pointing to, that they totally want Luka to be the face of their franchise. Same with the Mavericks, or what they did with Luka. Of course, that is insane that is not a thing anymore. But yeah, this is what it's all seeming like. That Luka Doncic is going to be in and going to be the face of the Lakers franchise. And while, yes, they might try to win, and maybe the Lakers have come to a hot start, and LeBron James says, you know what, we're on a hot start, I'm going to remain a Laker for this season. Or they're totally okay with building around Doncic and wanting to do something the Mavericks couldn't, and that's finally get over the hump. Of course, the Mavericks have made a Western Conference Finals and made an NBA championship with Luka Doncic, so I think Luka Doncic could be a winner for them and the Los Angeles Lakers. But based on what we are seeing with this report, and what I went over here with Brian Windhorst, it seems like LeBron James is not going to be a Laker for the whole season. And in my honest opinion, and what it seems like, is that unless the Cavs are 100% certain that they cannot get LeBron James for a vet minimum, or if they are 100% certain they can get LeBron for a vet minimum, they will go ahead and get him. And worst comes to worst, at the end of his contract, if he stays 1 year with the Lakers, the Cavs will offer him the vet minimum next year. And that is what I think. I think LeBron James will be a Cav either in half a season, maybe a little earlier, or in a full season. And I hope you guys can understand why, and why it would be a steal in a certain sense. So thank you guys so much for joining me here at Cavs Digest. I know this is an interesting topic. I know this is my third LeBron video in maybe the last week or so. And I did not expect to keep making LeBron videos at all. I keep deleting my LeBron images and bringing them back because realistically, I did not see it coming. But with all this stuff, it is seeming very, very likely that LeBron James will be a Cavalier sooner than later. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm Matt Plangy. Go ahead and comment your thoughts, like this video, share this video with your friends. I'm Matt Plangy. Thank you guys for joining me here at Cavs Digest.